When you're playing, um, let's say it's a standard, okay? So
Hmm.
you're on a gig, you're playing a standard. How do you put, how do you make it, how do you put your own creativity into that?
Well, for me, that's a that's a big question, but I think for me, some of that has to do with again transcribing, listening, and developing ideas. I mean, honestly, we would just so one thing when I was a kid, we were just playing. Excuse me, we were just playing. Some of my ideas would be based off of what I've heard, and some of the ideas would be based off of uh, uh, me trying to develop what I heard. Me trying to manipulate those lines or ideas into something else. That would take it somewhere else, uh, and would be be more. And I think when you're thinking about the lineage of this music, that's what it's always been. Somebody came out of this person came out of that person. One thing that I started doing as I got older um, is recording myself. You know, listening to what I was doing. And that started probably around 17, 18, recording, what I was doing. By the time I got to Berkeley, there was this club that I used to play at on the weekends. There's this club, Wally's, and Wally's was like the place that you know, everyone wanted to gig there. Everyone, you go there for the jam session. I used to go there to the jam session every weekend and just like get my butt kicked, you know.
Mm.
Um, and eventually I got the gig, and it was like this. It's kind of I felt good about it because it was like one of those things where like the history of playing at Wiley's, like everyone, a lot of cats that end up going out and really playing did the gig at Wiley's before they left, you know. So and I think that's something maybe Antonio. I think Antonio was getting into that during the interview. He talked about Wiley's and playing there. And
Yeah.
he had the gig, when he was there, before me. And but one thing that I used to do on my way home, I used to have this mini disc player. I would record every gig that I did, you know. And on the way home, I would play the recording, which people say you shouldn't do immediately because you're going to be so critical of yourself. But I would listen to what I was playing and I would analyze and I would think about what do I need to change? What is it about my playing that I don't like? It could be, how I'm phrasing. It could be my sound. It could be how I'm dealing with the harmony, and or what am I trying to execute that I don't think that I'm really executing, you know, and trying to work out ideas in that way. I think that for me, like listening to other people is going to bring you to a place, and then listening to yourself, and it's just like looking in the mirror, and I've said this before on interviews. I feel as though, can you imagine waking up every day and putting on your clothes and you know um, not you know uh, like watching your face, but not really even seeing what happens when you're dry and you just put on some clothes and you walk out. But there's no mirror, you know, so you
Mm.
can't see how you really look, And I put on clothes at times that I thought looked good together, that it was a good combination. When I walk past the mirror, it's not, it doesn't work, you know.
Wow.
So I think that's what and the other thing is like sometimes we if I could compare that to um, like putting on clothes, like let's say I put on Charlie Parker's jacket and John Coltrane's jeans or something, and I like those things that they wear and they look good in them, and I think, oh man, like if I wear this jacket and these John Coltrane pants, I'm going to be cool. I'm going to be hip. But then I walk past the mirror and I realize, no, that's not that's not me. That's not how I want to look. So I think that's the thing with like listening to yourself and listening to others is, you know, um, and not only that, but it, even if it still looks good on you, how much do you want to look like Charlie Parker and John Coltrane? So you have to you gotta look in the mirror. You gotta listen to what you're doing and think about, is this what you is this how you actually want to sound? And I've gone years without listening to myself and realized I was going down a rabbit hole um, of ideas, lines that just weren't. It wasn't where I wanted to be, you know. But by listening to that, I was able to make the changes necessary. So I think it's important to just listen to yourself, just as much as we listen to your heroes to figure out you know, where you want to go, you know.
That's a profound analogy of the mirror. That's awesome.
Yeah,
My gosh,
yeah,
thank you. Thank you so much for that. No, really,
yeah,
because wow, that's eye-opening.
yeah.
That's incredible.